Hi, my name is Promise, and I am the host of this YouTube channel called Manning, where we talk everything sex, dating, and relationships for men. So, today, guys, we're going to be having a pretty interesting conversation. But just before I delve into that conversation, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. I want to welcome you to this video. I want to thank you for your support, and I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, to like the video, and to share the video. All right. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about rejection for men. Yeah, we're going to be talking about rejection. I know it hurts, but we're going to have this conversation, right? But before I delve into this conversation, I just want to say a couple of things. So, the first thing I want to say is, as a man, the onus is on you to be attractive and appealing. You have to be an attractive and an appealing male. And the reason is because it makes you really prized and valued in the dating and sex market, right? You end up getting more chicks, and that's what every guy wants, right? Yeah. Secondly, the second thing I want to say is attractive men don't have 100% win rate when it comes to the women that they approach. And this begs the question, if women only like attractive men, why do these attractive men not have 100% win rate with the women that they approach? And that's where today's conversation is really important, because we're going to be talking about 3 reasons why women reject men that are no fault of the men at all. So I'll just go straight to reason number 1. Reason number 1 is because she has a hidden agenda, right? So for women, it's 2 things. It's either they like you or they don't like you. It's either they find you sexually attractive or they don't find you sexually attractive. Now, if she finds you sexually attractive, she'd want to engage with you sexually and perhaps have high levels of intimacy with you, right? If she doesn't find you sexually attractive, there are going to be 2 outcomes. It's either she friend zones you, and that's the place where you're going to be used as a guy. You're going to be used for attention, for validation, for affection, for protection, and for provision, right? Or she's going to reject you. Having said, I'm also going to say that attraction is quite a tricky thing, right? Now, there's 2 kinds of attraction. There's the natural attraction. So this is the attraction we have nothing to, we have no hand in, right? This attraction we do not orchestrate as human beings. It happens. You just meet somebody and you guys just have this very sound connection, right? And then you guys just find yourselves sexually attractive. It just happens. You don't know, but it just happens. It's a spark, right? And that happens to be that happens majority of the time. That seems to be the the tendency in majority of the occurrences between male and female, right? And then we have the artificial where we're in the know about why we like this person or why we're attracted to this person, right? So having said these things, I would want to say that the natural sequence of things play out more, between male and female when we're dealing with male female dynamics. It plays out more, right? More than the artificial sequence plays out more, right? And so I'm going to give you 3 different scenarios, right? So I'm going to give you 1 scenario where the natural tendency plays out, and 2 scenarios where the natural tendencies do not play out, right? And so this is she liking you versus she not liking you, and what are going to be the possibilities from she not liking you, right? And so let's take scenario 1. So you have this guy who walks up to this girl, and then this whole natural sequence plays out. They both find themselves really attractive, and then they basically have like a very short conversation. They exchange numbers, they go on a date, and then they explore themselves sexually, and perhaps maybe they even have higher levels of intimacy after that, right? And then you have scenario number 2 where you have this guy. He's a really nice, cool guy. He walks up to the same lady. The lady doesn't. This whole natural tendency doesn't play out. She doesn't find him attractive, but then she thinks he's a cool guy. She thinks he's a cool guy. She thinks he's a great guy. She thinks he's a nice and kind guy. And she says, you know what? I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to engage with anybody sexually. I'm trying to stay celibate. But you know what? I would want us to be friends. I want us to get to know each other. And she puts you in the friend zone. Basically, she puts you in the I want to use you zone. And the guy agrees. Obviously, he'd agree because, he thinks being in that position, will put him in the front seat, to eventually get this lady. And that then it ends up not happening majority of the time, because what happens is He's used and used and used, and then the lady gets tired of using him, and then she disappears. She ghosts on him. She doesn't take his calls, or she doesn't reply to his texts no more, right? And then we have the third scenario, right? We have the third scenario where you have this guy who has a very high level of self-esteem, right? He's a very self-aware guy. He's very confident, very expressive, very assertive. He's gamed up, and then he makes his intent known. And this is why I advise men to always make your intentions known. Be very direct about your intentions to women, because it would make you know what her agenda is. If she's feeling you sexually, then that wouldn't be a problem. If she's not, she's going to reject you instantly because you're being really, really direct. That's why women like men who are very indirect, with their approach. Because when you come as a man and your intention is to to explore a woman sexually, because you think she's sexually attractive, you think she's sexually attractive, and then you want to explore her sexually, but then you go through the I want to get to know you route, let's get to know each other. It puts you in a position to be used by her, and she would create that friend zone for you to be there so she can use you. Yeah, so it's important for you to be very direct about what you want from a woman. And so this guy is very direct, and this woman knows, what, this whole natural tendency doesn't play out. The woman doesn't find the man attractive, and she's like, I don't find him attractive, but I can't use him because he's a very self-aware guy. He's very confident. He's gamed up. This guy looks like a guy that gets a lot of ladies, and you know what she does? She rejects you because she doesn't like you and she can't use you for her agenda. So the most ideal thing for her to do is to reject you, because if she doesn't, it's going to be frustrating for her to engage with you, in any way, because women by nature are winners. They always want to win. Women always want to win. They never want to lose. And then if she's not winning by feeling you sexually, and if she's not winning by using you, then she'd rather not engage, right? And so this is one reason. This is one reason why women will reject you, and you have no fault in it as a man. You don't. And so reason number 2 is because she's trying to feed her ego. This is something that I have tried to really figure out, but I just realized it's something that's inexplicable, right? There are women who just reject men for bragging rights, right? And we know this. Rejection for women weaponize rejection. They do, because it makes them feel good. It's part of what validates and makes them feel like they are women, right? It validates them, whether you agree to it or not. As a woman, it makes you feel valid as a woman, and don't sit there thinking that women reject men, just men that they don't like. Women even reject men that they are feeling. They do. They reject men that they are feeling. And the reason is they just want to feed their ego. That's it. I had this conversation with a lady in 2020 who was telling me about some dark, tall, handsome guy that had come to approach her, and she was feeling the guy. She liked how he talked. She liked his height. She liked his physique and everything. She rejected him. She refused to give him her number. And she came home and she was regretting. She was regretting not, she regretted her actions. And I am like, why do you reject a guy and come home regretting? And the only thing I could deduce from her conversation was she rejected him because she wanted to feed her ego at the moment, and she did that. And she came home regretting. So yeah, this is another valid reason why you will approach a woman and you try to talk to a woman, you get rejected, but it has nothing to do with you as a man. She just wants to feed her ego, and it has nothing to do with whether you're attractive or not. It has nothing to do with whether you're an attractive male or not. Now, the third thing is because she's a low value woman. Now, we live in a society where we have more low value women than we have high value women these days, right? And most women are too lazy to create the experiences, and that's why trends thrive amongst women, because a lot of women are very, very lazy to create their own experiences. So what they do is they copy the lifestyle of those that they idolize, right? And so one of the in lieu of that, one of the easiest things for women to imbibe is the bitch attitude culture. That's one of the easiest things for them to imbibe, right? She just wants to be a bitch to a dude. She doesn't know why she's being a bitch. Yeah, she's just being a bitch because there's this other lady that she idolizes, that she's saying be a bitch to guys, and she feels that's just how you have to be to guys. So for them, guys getting with them is a thing of whether or not they're in the mood to put up the bitchy attitude. That's the only thing for them. It has nothing to do with whether you're an attractive male or not. It's just, if they aren't in the bitchy attitude today, then I mean, you got them. But if today they want to, I mean, and majority of the time they want to give you that whole bitchy attitude, you're rude, you're disrespectful, they don't know how to talk to a man, yeah, there's just this absurd thing about their attitude at that moment, right? And you find out guys, after even talking to these ladies, they feel like there's a problem with them. And I sit there wondering, why do you think you're the problem as the guy? You're not the problem. She's a low value chick. It has nothing to do with you, and the reason why conversations like these are important is because lots of men are scared to talk to women these days. And I've got to be really honest with you. A lot of men are scared to talk to women. And the reason is because lots of men are scared of rejection, right? They're scared of women rejecting them. And that's because it makes them, it has a big influence or impact on their self-esteem as men. It makes them feel insecure, and then they would rather not just want to engage with women, right? But then my advice to these men is, first of all, when you approach women, understand what woman you're talking to. What kind of woman is she? Is she a woman of value, or is she a low value woman, right? It makes no sense that you become insecure as a man because you approached a low value woman and she rejected you for something that had nothing to do with you as a man. It had everything to do with her and not with you. So you're being insecure for no reason. So understand what kind of woman she is, first of all. And then you'll be able to decipher whether or not her rejecting you had anything to do with you. If it's a high value woman and you rejected, then you'd have to look into yourself and then probably work on some things. Work on yourself as a man. And I don't think that's a bad thing, right? I don't think that's a bad thing. But what I'm trying to say is, we've been sold the idea as men that rejection is general. So every rejection that comes to you as a man is because you're not attractive. And that's not true, because even attractive men get rejected. So if a man is attractive and he gets rejected, then what then is the problem? What then is the problem? Because he's attractive to most women. So why do certain women still reject him? What's the problem? The problem is not with him. The problem is with them. Right? So you tell me what you think about this conversation in the comment section. And don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share the video. And click on the notification bell for more videos and for more content to come in the future. Thank you.